Now, confusion has erupted at Juaben in the Ashanti region as assembly members refuse to participate in the confirmation of Alex Safo Kantanka as municipal chief executive. 20 out of 26 assembly members are boycotting Friday's election. They claim the deployment of police and military personnel to the venue of the polls is intended to intimidate assembly members. Assembly member for Bonfa Ahimbronom, Prince Opon Checheku, speaks for the agitated assembly members.
Look at us, unarmed. Just a confirmation of a nominee, confirmation of a nominee, not general elections. And you call 40 police and 50 armed military men? This is uncalled for. This is undemocratic. And we cannot risk our lives. We have families. We are not paid assembly members. So we cannot risk our lives and go to the center to vote. Our lives are in danger. Our friends from the media, today we are very sad and we are calling off the meeting that we are not, I repeat, we are not going to take part in any elections of a nominee. I don't know why somebody's nomination should cost my life.
What's your fear? What's your fear?
We have several incidents, and you are aware. We are not going far. We are not going far. Just look at close by. That is Kumewu. Elected MP, invited, was not allowed to enter. Members were denied access to the place because police did not permit them to enter the premise. Twice bitten, once shy. We have samples of what evidences, and we will not, I repeat, we will not go to the place and get ourselves in trouble.
So you see the high number of police military presence as a form of intimidation?
It is more than intimidation, because 26 assembly members confirming just a president's nominee, MCE, and not parliamentary elections. I'm asking you, when they were doing the primaries for the party primaries, where a whole constituency was involved, how many policemen were in the vicinity?
Let's now cross over to the Ashanti region, where residents have massed up at the entrance of the Juaben Palace as the chief of Juaben, Dasibro Tosrebo, meets assembly members. My colleague Nanaya Ojima is our man on the ground for us. Nanaya Ojima, help us understand what sparked the confusion.
So at the moment, there are some assembly members within Juaben Circuit Court, and we understand that the election is ongoing. So after the meeting with the Juaben chief, which involved 26 of the assembly members, after the meeting, they were asked whether the assembly members are willing to continue with the election. 20 of them refused to go ahead with the election, remaining 6 of them who believe that today the election must come off. So the 20 who were
Jima is in the Ashanti region. All right, Nana Ojima is back.
Hello, Aisha.
Hey, Nana Ojima.
Yes, so the 20 who were not in support of the election being held today moved out of the chief's palace. Immediately they moved out, we realized the number of policemen arriving in 2 different vehicles, about 30 in number, and surrounded the chief's palace. Later, of the chief's palace, a number of these assembly members who decided to stay in the meeting or who remained in the chief's palace after the meeting, the chief's palace, into the circuit court, which is located about 10 or 15 meters away from the chief's palace, and we understand that the meeting is being held, or the election is being held, within the circuit court. Some of the assembly members are agitated. In fact, the police have surrounded the area and have refused the media entry into the meeting. Mr. Gallo Mohammed, who will be explaining to us what exactly transpired within the meeting and why the election is being held within the circuit court. Mr. Gallo Mohammed, we know that Gallo Emmanuel, we know that you decided not to go ahead with the election. What informed your decision to boycott the election, even after the press conference?
It is not my decision, but the decision of the assembly members, because we were called to the nice palace, the assembly, and that he asked us the reason why we did not come to him, but rather decided to go on with the press conference. We made him to understand that we were under too much pressure because 4 armor cars, 2 policemen, 2 police cars. The armor car was with over 40 policemen. So we think that we are not too safe, and that the only way that we will be okay is to let the whole world understand what is going on. So Nana came there in person to let us understand that, my children, I'm pleading with you, come to the palace, which we respected the view of Nana, went to the palace. Then he had a lot of discussions with us. He made us to understand that, in fact, he is not too comfortable about whatever that is going on. So after the deliberation, he asked us, how many of you want the elections to go on? Which 8 of us, which I'm part of the 8, said we are okay if we can go on. After his plead with the members, then 80 members said no. And you know, majority carried the votes. So he said, if this is your view, then I'll ask you to leave my palace, which we have done that. Later on, did we got to know that 6 of assembly members, which 4 are government appointees, 2 elected members, are in the circuit court as we speak now. And for us to tell exactly what is going on, we don't know. But just a while ago, we've seen men carrying the presiding the coordinating director, who is the secretary to the assembly, to the premises where the where the assembly members are as we speak now. That is the 6 of the assembly members. So we don't know actually what is going on, but we anticipate that maybe 6 to do the voting for the 26th.
Now, we saw the EC executives also drive in there. Doesn't that suggest that the election is going on?
That is why, that is the reason why we are saying that we think that maybe the elections will go on with the 6 people, because a while ago we've seen the EC driving to the palace with 2 of their cars. So that is what we are all witnessing now. But the surprising thing is that when the media wanted to interview us, I was surprised to see the policemen preventing the media from, having the interviews with us. And when the media asked the policeman, they said to us that, or they said to the media that indeed it is instruction from above that no media person should grant interview here, which to me, if this is the way that we are sending our democracy to, then it is very dangerous for this country of ours. And well, let's see what happens. To me, I think we are not safe. To me, I think it's dangerous. To me, I think we are in a very dangerous situation as we speak now.
So the 2 vehicles, that pickup vehicles that just drove by, are the vehicles in which the electoral commissioners drove in here. Now, Mr. Gallo, I'm not done with you yet. Now, if the election should be done in there and the nominee confirmed, what is the next line of action for you as assembly members who decided not to action?
The good thing is that we have a leader who is a presiding member of the assembly. But common sense will tell you that if indeed we have 26 people as assembly members and 6 are going to take this for the 26th of us, and that I don't know how this assembly can be moved and run. Because if even we are coming for assembly members, we need 18 members to be present. So if indeed 6 are going to decide for, then indeed it's dangerous. So for now, There's nothing that I can say. I have least to say, and the least is that we leave it to the laws of this nation of ours. We leave it to the viewers of this program. We leave it to the people of Ghana. If indeed this is the way we want our democracy to go, then it is up to us as a country.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gallo. So even though some of the officials of the nation have been able to leave the palace into the assembly, that's the municipal chief the assembly members who decided to stay behind are still within the circuit court. Now it is unclear what went on or what is going on within the courts now. But the aggrieved assembly members believe that the elections are being conducted within the circuit court. Now the police are still on the ground, heavy police presence here. I can count more than 30 policemen who drove in ago, about 40 minutes ago. So it's unclear, but by close of day, we'll be able to of what went on within the circuit court.
Events at the Juaben Palace. For us, we understand there's confusion there with the confirmation of the MMDCEs, and so we'll be bringing you updates of what really transpired and what caused this chaos at the Juaben Palace, and then we'll be bringing you all of that in our subsequent bulletins.